Good evening. Welcome in Daily UPSC Editorial audio program. Tunnels Tales Times of India. A better model, The Hindu. How universities and industry can collaborate. How universities and industries can collaborate. Now the full editorial. Tunnels Tales, The Times of India. Silkyara should lead to a nation review of worker safety across sectors. Current laws don't work. What now following the remarkable rescue of 41 workers trapped in the under construction Silkyara tunnels? The Uttarkasi accident in a Government of India flagship project is a wake-up call. It is reason enough. It is reason enough if one were needed to review the safety of workers across India, a legislative and regulatory blind spot. It is no revelation that workers are forced to work in hazardous conditions with little concept of any right to safety. Such rights, where they exist in the snare of labor laws, are often only on paper because the term workers itself is not uniformly defined, and that is just one hiccup. Worksite accidents, injuries, and fatalities across the country are massively underreported. No, not least because no records are required to be maintained uniformly by all states. Multiple labor laws mention safety norms and compensation, but compliance is poor. Monitoring and supervision are even worse. The attempt at replacing 13 labor laws with the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Condition Code 2019 was withdrawn in 2020 over its multiple shortcomings, not least that the term workers was still not defined. India has not ratified either of the two ILO workers' safety conventions. The country doesn't have a primary law on occupational safety and health. Compensation to workers on their families on death worked into a raft of labor laws is often inadequate and difficult to claim. It is in this dark pit that workers' right to safety are routinely bent. Worksite accidents and fatalities are growing. Take workers at construction site. All Indian sites are witnessing bricks construction activity. The bulk of the workers are interstate migrants, which makes them even more vulnerable and their employers even less accountable. In Mumbai metropolitan area, 51 laborers have died in 24 incidents on site this year. Maharashtra alone has seen a threefold rise in the deaths of construction workers from 2021 to 2023. There is no specific state agency tasked with monitoring safety at construction sites. The state labor department uses an external agency to certify the safety of equipment, lifts, and cranes at construction sites. While lapses that trapped while lapses that trapped the workers on duty at Silkyara and made the rescue such an immense challenge are investigated. The Union Labour Ministry and state labor departments must restart the stalled project of creating an overreaching occupational safety and health framework for India's workers, whether in manufacturing, mining, ports or construction. A better model, the Hindu. The Election Commission of India must act independently as the arbiter of election code breaches. The Model Code of Conduct (MOC) that parties and governments are expected to follow during election campaign is well-meaning but not easy to enforce. The MCC is largely dependent on the cooperation of parties and governments and the vigilance of the Election Commission of India (ECI). Some of its clauses are declarations of intent, such as maintaining the purity of the election process. In recent days, the Election Commission of India has wielded the MCC against the Assam Chief Minister Hemant Biswa Sarma of the Bharatiya Janata Party and its Delhi unit president. Congress leaders Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi, Aam Aadmi Party, AAP leaders and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, Bharat Rashtra Samit BRS Supremo and Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao and his sons and cabinet colleague K.T. Rama Rao following alleged violations in various kinds. In a more consequential move, the ECI has withdrawn its permission for the Telangana government to credit cash to farmers under the Raitu Bandhu scheme ahead of voting on November 30. The ECI found statements made by State Finance Minister T. Harish Rao to be in violation of the MCC, but curiously, the Congress government in Karnataka have been served notice for issuing advertisements that might influence voters in Telangana. The Gandhis were served a notice for using illegally derogatory words against Prime Minister Narendra Modi based on the BJP complaints. The catalog, this catalog of Election Commission of India actions might give an appearance of even-handedness, but issues that it did not address to require attention. Congress complaints against Mr. Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah or charges comparable, if not more serious than those against opposition leaders, have been ignored. The Election Commission of India has not responded to a Congress complaint that the Enforcement Directorate tried to tilt the scale in Chhattisgarh by making a public accusation against Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel in the midst of elections that he had received kickbacks from the fatigue. The merits of this case apart, weaponization of investigations by central or state agencies for political purpose during an election can be an unfair interference. It is doubtful that the ECI has proven itself up to the task and demonstrated its capacity to act fairly and objectively. In this context, a government moving to legislate the supremacy of the executive in the appointment of the members of the ECI is worrisome. Under the proposed scheme, the ruling party at the center and the center will solely control the composition of the ECI. That is not good news for free and fair elections in India. How universities and industries can collaborate. Determining and managing impediment to collaborations between industry and academia requires a multi-pronged approach. Mamidala Jagdish Kumar is chairman. Mamidala Jagdish Kumar is chairman, University Ground Commission, and the 12th Vice Chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. It is well known that collaborations between industries and academia can be mutually beneficial. However, most Indian higher education institutions uh, have not focused on such collaborations or on intellectual property, IP, and technology transfers. While universities conduct and encourage basic research, many of them do not capitalize on the same research by commen- commercializing their IP. They miss out on likely gains from patents, licensing, or startup companies. Determining the managing impediments to collaborations between industry and academia requires a multi-pronged approach. The hurdles: first, higher institutions, higher education institutions and industry can only collaborate if they evolve shared goals. HEIs predominantly seek to educate students and conduct research. They often focus on creating theoretical knowledge. On the other hand, industries are profit driven and pursue practical applications of knowledge to enhance productivity and innovation. They may require a clear articulations of the applicability of academic research. All industrial company might be skeptical about funding a research project if it believes that the outcomes do not translate into prompt sellable applications, but HEIs may feel uneasy about the short-term focus of industrial projects. To resolve these issues, the two parties must engage in an open dialogue, develop a flexible attitude, and find common ground where theoretical knowledge and practical applications can coexist. Second, there are cultural differences between how HEIs and industrial partners approach the issue of collaboration. Let us say an HEI is collaborating with an industrial partner, a renewable energy company, on the research project associated with sustainable energy. When researchers at the HEIs scrutinize the data furnished by the company, they may find that it need more academic rigor and theoretical profoundness. Consequently, they might suppose that the data is of restricted use for publishing in a prestigious academic journal. Conversely, the company will focus more on practical outcome. It may not have the time or expertise to have theoretical discussions, since its immediate concern is to implement solutions in the real world by improving processes or by devising new products. So both sides must find a middle path to bridge this cultural gap. HEI researchers could refine their findings into practical recommendations so that the industrial partner can understand and implement, while the industrial partner could provide more context to the idea, to the data. Third, Indian HEIs must establish good communication channels with the industry. If a research team for a university is uh, partnering partnering with the pharmaceutical company, it needs to be acquainted with the industry's regulatory processes. Training modules could be implemented so that researchers and industry professionals get familiar with the others' language and expectations. Fourth, fourth, Indian HEIs must focus on building trust. Let us suppose a university and a tech company are collaborating to develop a new software applications. A professor may be an expert in developing algorithms, but the industrial partners may want solutions that can be implemented in real world products. Both parties can work out a agreeable IP arrangement to address this. Such an arrangement will also help alleviate certain fears. For instance, the university might agree to fast track the development of a prototype software application that the company can use and refine for commercial purposes. But the industrial partner may fear that the will rubbish researchers will publish the research results without considering the commercial implications of their research. To overcome this, the university and the industrial partner can sign non-disclosure agreements to ensure that sensitive information shared during collaboration remains confidential. Both parties can also agree on which results may be results may be earmarked for academic publications and which may be kept confidential and jointly published. Clear agreements ensure transparency and help build trust. Type of collaborations: colleges or universities with minimal research facilities can focus on short-term collaborations with local manufacturing companies facing technical problem in their production line that need a quick resolution. A team of students and faculty members from a college can provide a tangible solution that benefits the industry and brings returns to the college. On the other hand, universities with good research facilities and for faculty expertise can partner with an industry for long-term research collaborations that aims to develop cutting-edge technologies. The additional benefit of such long-term collaborations is that students can work as interns on research projects. They will then learn to handle deadlines, navigate failures, and collaborate with colleges in the industry. HEIs and industries should therefore work on developing a sim- symbiotic relationship. Industries in specific domains should collaborate with research groups across different universities in the same domain to keep themselves abreast of new research developments. All this will become easier if government funding agencies announce suitable research grants and call for joint project proposals from HEIs and industry partners. There should also be critical annual reviews by a team of experts appointed by the funding agency to examine the deliverables promised by the stakeholders. Thank you.